Well, guys, I've been basically just concentrating on naval stuff throughout the entire game. As you can see, I've only got one city just for protecting the ships. And I've captured the naval invasion. It's only a tiny one, 1360, but this was the whole point of me concentrating on naval. I wanted to see if I could catch a naval invasion at sea. So I don't think these are actually going to show up in the battle, but we're going to find out. Maybe they do. I'd love to sink some troops at sea. That'd feel so satisfying. Oh, by the way, I've got two first rates. Just look at that first rate shred. Oh god, it's beautiful. Right, so there's one, two, three, four. No, they don't show up at sea. Oh, really? I really wanted to sink some troops at sea, but they're not here. It's just the escort ships. Oh well, I may as well sink some escorts. It feels so satisfying rocking around with first rates. Okay, let's see what happens. And the naval invasion is gone. That feels good. That feels good. So I don't know if they always come from this sea zone, or if they're going up to Castine, they might come from here. and if they're going over to Newport, they might come from here. But if you can manage to get a navy by the time it comes to October, then you can prevent the naval invasions. So now I just need to learn how to win the land. So I basically decided to go on a massive jolly with my troops, and I abandoned everything down here and I went north. I took Portsmouth, Falmouth, and then I went all the way up to Quebec. I took Quebec to get the objective. I took Trois Rivières, took Montreal, took St. John's, took Frederick, and then I ran out of steam. There was too many troops in Ticonderoga for me to advance any further. So I came around here and then came down, took Fort Montgomery, which had a load of ammo in. Now, something strange happened here. I filled all of my troops up with ammo during the battle. And then at the end of the battle, half of my troops had no ammo. So God knows what happened there. I'm not 100% sure. So it's probably a bug. And then I came across, took New Haven, and then all the time that I was doing this, I was fighting as many naval battles as I could. And that's basically where we're up to now. I basically took New Haven, and I just haven't got enough troops to take Hartford, because they had 2 lots of horses in here. And the horses absolutely annihilate you in this game. They steamroll over your entire line. They just come in at one side of your line and just roll your entire line up. It's crazy. But I figured some dirty, cheap, cheesy trick out. So I may as well show you the cheap trick while I'm here. So basically, because I can't attack them, I haven't got the manpower, or at least I didn't when they had horses. I'll show you how I killed them. So basically, if you get your troops, you need a port, obviously. Well, say obviously, I haven't told you what I'm doing yet. So if you put them on board a ship, now they're completely invulnerable when they're just in the dock. It's only when they actually sail out that they're vulnerable. So all you need to do, put them all on ships. Advance time, and then they send troops out at you. So you wait until they get to your city. Oh god, what a dirty cheap trick this is. Then you select your ships. You select all of your troops. Make sure you hit transfer to garrison and not leave port, or you'll sail out into the sea and get wiped out. Transfer to garrison. And now they're outnumbered 4-1. Then advance time just a second, just so the city's now yours. Select everybody. Leave the garrison. Now you've completely surrounded them. Now, unfortunately, the surrender mechanics in this game are absolute garbage. So it doesn't matter. I made about 5 videos, but I'm not going to bother uploading them. It doesn't matter how well you surround them, basically. You can surround them with 30 divisions, and they can still just run straight through you. And I was speaking to one of the devs, and he basically just said it's a % chance of whether you get a surrender or not, regardless of if you surround them. I don't like % chances. What is the point in playing a game where you can surround them and outnumber them if it's just a % chance if you get a surrender? And then, obviously, you do considerably more damage to them, so you'll only get about 50 kills. And then, as you see now, he's retreating. My men are not attacking him anymore, which is ridiculous. So, if you can manage to double click on him, which is incredibly difficult, there you go. If you double click on the city, they actually garrison the city. I think even if you click... Ah, there we go. So double click on them to charge in to make sure that you're doing some damage. And then you can basically get free kills by doing this. Now, most of the time they manage to escape, which is ridiculous. I mean, how can they escape that? They were absolutely well and truly surrounded by 4 times the amount of men. And then you might get lucky and get a surrender. That's how I killed the 2 horse divisions. I got surrenders on both of the horse divisions, first attempt. But every infantry division that's come over, I've failed to get a surrender on. So I'm going to tell them to stop charging and just shoot them in the back, because we're getting close to that city. Stop charging, guys. Stop charging. Yeah, as you can see, it's chasing people down in this game is absolute garbage. And trying to get back in a city is absolute garbage as well. You should be able to just... Oh? Double click? Double click! Double click on a city and it sends your man straight there. I had no idea. It was only because I accidentally just did it that I figured that out. That's going to save so much effort. Double click on a city to send your men straight there. Oh god, that's fantastic. Okay, well, I'm happy. But yeah, trying to get people to surrender is just garbage in this game. It's ridiculous. It's the one thing that they have to fix. They've got to fix it. Having a % chance to get a surrender is just ridiculous. Makes no sense whatsoever. So you can surround them. I could have probably have surrounded them with divisions all the way up to the surrender point, and they would have still just snaked the way through. Reminds me of a scene in Apocalypto where everyone's firing arrows at someone and he's trying to zigzag to dodge the arrows. Yeah, it's not good. So yeah, I only did 50 kills. It's ridiculous. So trying to just get kills is not very good. Trying to get surrenders, it works as good as it can work to get surrenders. So yeah, dirty cheap trick, but ultimate difficulty is ridiculous, so you got to employ every dirty cheap trick at your disposal. But yeah, like I say, I've not really been focusing on land combat in this game. I've just been going for the naval stuff. What I might do is do a tutorial of how to actually get ships. It's very, very difficult at the beginning. It starts to get easier, but there's a bug in the game, and it's a horrible bug. It's almost game breaking, and it would have been game breaking if for not I had like 20 less sailors. It would have been game breaking. So basically, when you're at sea, you should be able to disembark your ships into rowboats. So what you do is you corner a larger ship with 3 or 4 smaller ships. You engage it with one ship in melee. Then you get out of all 3 of your other ships into rowboats and sail your rowboats or row your rowboats up to the ship that's in combat. And then you jump in the ship that's in combat, and that's how you win a melee fight against a larger ship. But the bug in this game is, quite often, you can't get out of your ships. It makes no sense. I've had one game where I was managed to get 1 rowboat out, and it wouldn't let me get any more out. I've had other games where I've had 8 out of 10 ships which I couldn't disembark from. but 2 of them I could. Makes no sense. There's no rhyme or reason to it. If there was an actual reason for it, then fair enough, but it's clearly a bug because there's no explanation that I can come up with. So yeah, unfortunately the game has got a lot of bugs in. It's really, really early access, so it's hardly surprising. But it does make playing it, especially on ultimate difficulty, incredibly tedious. So trying to win land battles is a nightmare because you can't actually wipe people out because they can just run through you. And trying to win sea battles is a nightmare because of the bug where you can't get into rowboats. What I had to do, it was ridiculous. In one of the early combats, naval combats, I had to purposely get 2 of my ships sunk so I could use the crew from them to jump in the 3rd ship. So I had to try and get 2 of my ships sunk on purpose just to get the crew because they wouldn't get out into rowboats. And then once they got sunk, I was able to transfer the crew and win the melee. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, that is how I've managed to get 2 ships of the line, 2 first rates. I've had tons of other ships. So I've got, I think this is a 3rd rate. You can't actually see, I don't think. Oh yeah, you can, 3rd rate. So I got a 3rd rate. And then I've had tons and tons of, this one is the 5th rate. So I've had tons of 5th rates. I haven't seen any 4th rates. And I just gang up on a larger ship with three or 4 of these. But I might do a playthrough where I only do sea battles just to demonstrate how it's done. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that. Okay, well, I think I'm probably done for this campaign. I can't see how I can get out of this predicament because although there's a gigantic workforce in New Haven, you just don't seem to get many recruits at all. Although I have got 113 here, so maybe you get more than I realise, and it's just because they're all weakened that you don't really notice. But yeah, so I might carry on. The game finishes at the end of 76 or August 76, something like that. I've managed to get all the objectives even though I've lost them again. So I might try and take Boston. So basically, one thing that I was thinking of doing, I'll just quickly save game so I can show you. I've made 50 saves. Oh dear. So one thing that I was thinking of doing was embarking everybody. Unfortunately, you have to do it one by one. You can't select all, which is incredibly frustrating. So embarking everybody. Oh, I need a general with me. Let's jump Arnold in. Washington can hide out around here. Quickly, Arnold, you're getting attacked. Oh, god damn it, wrong button. Yeah, don't do that when you're on a ship. Okay, so basically this was my plan. To do what they've been doing to me in all my previous games and go and naval invade them in Boston. So I haven't got the troops to be able to do it, unfortunately. But let's go and have a look, shall we? See what happens. So you get these little symbols. I've been stopped, unfortunately, but I've got plenty of ships here. I'll survive. So you get these little symbols that you can click on, and that's where you can disembark. I have just lost a ship. Oh, they're sinking my men? They're sinking my men. How can I not sink their men in the naval combat, but they can sink mine? Oh, that's just bloody bullshit, that is. That's just basically put an end to the plan. I think if you fight the battles manually, then you could do it, because you're not going to lose your transports if you fight the battles manually, because they wouldn't be in combat. So yeah, that was basically the plan. Sail all the way over, do a naval invasion on them, and then I'd be able to catch them off guard, because basically they've only got about 3,000 men in Boston at the moment, because they've spread their men across all these cities that I've let them have. And so Boston's quite exposed to a naval invasion at the moment. So that was the plan anyway. Unfortunately, I'd have to play God knows how many naval battles to make sure that I actually make it there without losing all my troops. So I can't be bothered to do that, because I haven't even got the men to succeed in a land battle anyway. But that was the plan. I might even do that. I'll do it off cam, but it might be something. If I manage to amass enough troops, I might record it. But yeah, anyway, that is this video. Lots of different things. Obviously, these past two videos have been completely different to an actual playthrough, but I hope you've enjoyed them anyway. I hope you might have learned something. I know I've learned a lot playing this campaign. Alright, well, take care, and I shall see you soon.